story. I don't know if it's true or not. Actually, it was during Apollo 11, because you were on air a lot of the time, talking through the mission. That you actually, the reason we saw it at all in the UK is that you actually persuaded the BBC not to pack up for the night.
Well,
is that true?
Yeah, well, it would. That's a nice story. It's half true.
Just say yes.
Well, yes.
Good. Thank you.
But now let me tell you why.
Okay.
No. One of the things you do when you're covering a mission like that is you read the flight plan every second. Many astronauts have said to me over the years, flying in space is just minutes and seconds. There's no time for anything. You can eat, you can sleep, and you can work. And the work is detailed by the second. So I had a copy of the flight plan so that I knew what was supposed to be happening in case something went wrong, and also to explain to the audience. And lost my thread.
The BBC are going to pack up for the evening.
Right. And so anyway, they land and blah, blah, blah. And the problem all along with all the Apollo flights was that there were two channels of communication between them and the ground. One with a capsule communicator which we could hear, and the other to the flight director whom we couldn't hear. It was not made public. So they were talking about stuff that we didn't know, but we had to listen hard to see if anything went different. And sure enough, it did. Instead of the bit where it says rig hammock, they didn't do that. And I flew forward, and I found about 4 pages later stuff that they were doing, which indicated that they were about to go out. And we went off the air because they were not saying much, and it was 11 o'clock at night, or quarter to 11 or something. And I went up to the control gallery and said, hey guys, they're doing stuff that indicates they're going to get out. And everyone said, nah, rubbish. And I said, no, they are. So they said, well, we'll call the controller, channel controller. So they called the channel controller and said, he says they're getting out. And the channel controller said, what does that mean? And I said, well, it means we stay up all night. And he said, if you're wrong, you'll never work again. Because the BBC had never stayed up all night. So we went back on the air at 11:30 and stayed on until 10:30 the next morning.
And so we got to see those first steps because of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we'd gone off to bed,
it would have cut to the.
We would have missed it.
Yeah, we would have got the national anthem and then just a dot.
That's right.
Just take us through the moment from your perspective of that EVA of Armstrong coming down the ladder, the first step onto the limb footpad, and then onto the lunar soil. Just can you remember what you were thinking at the time?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can remember very clearly. I was thinking 2 words, shut up. Because, you want to go down in history as the man who spoke over the top of Armstrong, saying, that's one small step.